Hello there, welcome back to my bench. Hugh here. And in this tutorial I'm going to tie up a fly I use for smallmouth bass. It's simply just a all purple woolly bugger with a good sized black bead on the front. I find purple a real good color for smallmouth. So if we ever get a chance to go fishing this year, it might be one you want to tie up and give it a try if you're out smallie fishing. So I figured I'd give this one a try for you this time. So I'll get him out of the vise, a new hook in, I'll get started here. The hook is a size 4 mustad 79850 standard streamer hook, and I have my bead already on there, so we'll lock him in the vise here just like so. Okay, and for weight I'm using 0.30 lead wire, and I'm going to start that on behind the bead here, and I want about 10 or 12 wraps, so we'll get that started. Okay, come around this way, one more wrap, and I'm gonna snip that off. Just give it a little wiggle there, push that down good so there's no bumps. Now I'm gonna take that lead, slide that up into the bead here, just like so. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna start our thread. I'm using UTC 70 black, so we're gonna start first of all, rake a little dam behind this lead here, and we're going to jump up on the lead, wrap towards the bead, back down once again, then across again, and come back down one more time, and we'll wrap to about halfway at this point here. I'm going to snip off that tag end thread, and tail is a good purple marabou palm here. And I want that tail to be with the length of the whole hook, so I'll measure that up and I'll bring it back, and I'm going to tie that down here right on top just like so, and I'm going to wrap back. Just keep lifted up on that tail, that'll keep it right on top of the shank for you. Then wrap forward again, and I'm going to wrap that excess down till I meet to where my lead started there. Just going to wrap this down, and I'm going to trim off that excess just like so. Bind that down good and snug there. There we go. Okay, next is our flash, and for flash I'm going to use 4 strands of purple crystal flash, and I want to put 4 on each side. So first thing I want to do, I'm just going to bring my thread back there a little ways there. Bring it back to about halfway on that point, and I'm going to fold that on my thread. Bring it down on top of the shank, like so. Then I want to separate those, because I want 4 on each side, so we'll pull 4 down on that side, 4 on that side, and then we'll wrap back on that. Just like so. Then you can adjust those if you want before you tighten down. Those look good on that side. These ones got to come up a little, and just hold that back and wrap it back a little ways more, and there we go. There's our 4 strands. Now to trim that, I just hold the tail up, slide it up like this, and trim it to length. There we go. We have 4 strands on each side of our tail. Now I'll move forward once again to behind the lead, and I'm going to attach my rib, which is a piece of copper wire for the rib. Just gonna snip off a piece here. Okay, good piece of wire, and we're gonna tie that in right behind our lead here. Just catch that underneath and wrap back on it, and I'll go forward once again, and I'll stick that in the material clip out of the way. Just going to trim it a little bit. Okay, that's out of our way. Okay, next is the body, and for the body I use purple crystal flash, crystal chenille, excuse me, and I'm going to tie that in right behind the lead, of course. Just going to get that wire out of my way. There we go. Okay, I'm going to start that behind the lead right on top, just like so, right back to in front of our tail. There we go. Set that there for now. Wrap forward on that. And jump over the lead and go behind the bead here. I'm going to throw in a half hitch. A couple half hitches. Okay, now I'm going to swing my bring my bobbin cradle over. Like so here. So I'm going to use my rotary for this. Okay. Now, get that tail out of the way. One thing to keep marabou under control is always you can just wet it a little bit. It helps to keep it under control. Okay, next we're going to start to wrap our body here. First wrap right in front of the tail. And I'll begin to move forward. Just like so here. There we go. Just keep palming that forward. Working up towards the lead here. Okay. Just keep going forward. Okay. Yeah, give that a little pull there, make sure it's tight. Okay, now we jump on top of our lid here. Just keep working that forward. Just like so. Till we get exactly where we want to tie off at. One more wrap and there we go. Okay, move that bobbin cradle out of the way here. Okay. Slide my thread back up. Now I want to catch that chenille underneath, so tie that off underneath. A couple wraps like that. Lock it in place. Okay, we'll come under, trim off the excess. There we go, there's our body. I'm going to give that a half hitch here. Behind the bead. Okay. Next step is our hackle. And I have a purple saddle hackle here. Nice and webby. Good woolly bugger hackle. Now we want to attach that right behind the bead here. And you want that curved side facing back. So it'll give you a nice flow to your hackle when you wrap it back. I'm just going to lock that hackle stem in place. Snip off my excess here. Throw in a quick half hitch. Just like so. Okay, now we're going to begin to wrap our hackle. So we'll take that hackle, hold it up, and I want to make one full wrap right here behind the bead. Just like so. And we're going to start to palmer it back. Just make evenly spaced wraps. Just keep working back here. When I get towards the back, you want to grab your hackle pliers if it gets too short. And just keep working back. Okay, I'm going to make one more wrap. Now I'm going to take my wire head setting there. I'm going to bring that down. Just get that tail out of the way. Bring it underneath and up around. And I'm going to catch that once I wrap that up. One more wrap. I'm going to catch that hackle tip there with one wrap. I like to make two wraps over top of that tip. Nice and snug there. There we go. Okay, now we're just simply going to wiggle our wire up towards the front here and try not to trap too many of our hackle fibers down. Just like so, evenly spaced wraps, even as possible. Then when we get to behind the bead, we'll bring that wire up. And we're going to tie that off. We'll give it a couple wraps behind there. Just like so. Pull that back, and then when I wrap back, I'm going to lock it down. Some good snug wraps there. Put a little thread collar behind my bead. Just like so. Then I'm going to grab that wire. And just give that a helicopter off. There we go. And I'm going to come back and snip that hackle tip that we tied down at the rear with the wire. Snip that off. There we go. And there we have it. Another size 4 purple woolly bugger. So I'm simply going to throw in a half hitch now. Just like so. And I'll come in with my whip finisher here. Do a couple whip finishes. A little thread collar here. Okay, there's one. Snug that down. I'll do another one here. Okay, there we go. Snug it down good. Come in, snip off my excess thread. There we go. Now, next thing I like to do on the head of this fly is take a little bit of Solar Bone Dry, and we're going to go over those stud wraps here, right behind the bead. Just work it around. Some of that will soak in behind the bead there, which is good. Okay, there we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. A little shot there more underneath. Okay, that's fine. Now, come in right quick with my UV light here and give that a quick zap. Just to cure that up. Don't want that there to see. Oh, there we go. Just don't want that too bright for you. There we go. And there he is. So, not a hard tie. Well, of course, woolly buggers are an easy fly to tie. But this is a real good woolly bugger for smallies. Like I was saying earlier, they really love the color purple. I tie a lot of hair bugs and that in purple as well. So I figured I'd give this guy a tie for you anyway. So I'm really hoping, probably like you are, that the open fishing May 1st, but I don't know. It's really a toss-up, but all we can do is keep our fingers crossed and hope so, but I guess time will tell. So anyway, I want to thank you very much for watching my video once again. And if you like this tutorial and want to see more, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate that a lot if you subscribe to my channel. And throw in a like too if you wish. See if I can bring this a little closer. There we go. That's not too bad. So, like I say, thank you so much for watching. And hope everybody stays safe out there, and hopefully we'll get fishing soon. So, I'll see you again soon. So long for now, folks. Happy tying, everyone.